Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the very second, actually, episode here of Fully Charged Europe. Now, my name is Pledge. I'm going to be the host of Fully Charged here this week and the next coming weeks to come. And obviously, with this show going live, my co-host from last week, basically, he's not going to be here next week. But at least for the time being, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be at Marvel. Yeah. I
Hello,
love
viewers.
it.
I'm joined tonight by two nuts.
I
Hello,
love it.
and we're joined here by Spin.
Yeah, Spin is here as well. Perfect. We actually got the intros done. That's more terrible than I could have ever imagined, guys. How you doing, James? First of all. Yeah, get the stupid hats off, guys. Get rid of the stupid hats. Let's not
You just called hats stupid. Our viewership went down 1,000.
Yeah, I think our viewership went down so much. That was terrible. James, after tonight's game, how are you doing?
You know what? I've got my suit on because it felt like a funeral tonight for Zabatsu, man. I'm here in mourning. This is a wake. R.I.P. R.I.P.
I thought today was going to be a good show because we had both the successful medic and the terrible medic for Zaibatsu here tonight. So I think that's going to be very terrible. I'm going to leave it in between you guys to see who is who. Two Nuts, you're on the show. You took a pretty heavy beating. Let's put it that way. How are you feeling right now?
Well, I can't be happy about a loss, but yeah, we'll do better next time, I'm sure.
Next week up against Broder? You ready?
Yeah, and we're gonna play them in the playoffs as well. I'm just calling now.
I wouldn't be surprised, in all honesty, if you guys are going to play them again. Are you actually, like, next week, obviously, you're probably going to be looking for a win, but in all honesty, it's not going to matter all that much because you're going to have to play again together later on. I think I said to, I think it was Ips. No, it was Cadis, actually, who said this. I don't know if you can echo this, but Cadis said very clearly, if you have to play Broder in a best of 3, where they can pick 2 maps, it's going to be very difficult to beat them. Can you echo those words?
I guess we haven't really played Broder that much. I think we played him once or twice.
Yeah.
So I can't really say about who's stronger on what map. So yeah, we might as well take the third map if it comes to that. So I don't know.
We'll have to wait and see, I guess, what's going to happen next week and over the upcoming weeks. Guys, if any of the webcams are frozen, that's okay. It'll fix itself. Spin, you're going to be here. You kind of came in last minute, I think. I asked Cadis, but he said, no, I cannot do it. I can come on next week or the week after. So I decided, you know what, Spin, you're my co-caster for today. You're going to be the guy to, come in and kind of tell us about, what's going on for 4th place, how your team is doing. How are you feeling after tonight's game? It was a little bit crazy.
Yeah, I mean, everyone was expecting it to be a lot closer than it was, I think. But it's a bit of a disappointment. No offense to Nuts, but everyone was expecting you to do a lot better than you really did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the top 3 teams, as far as I can tell, have been like almost indistinguishable in PCWs. Like, they've all taken maps off each other, so it's not been like as one-sided as it has been the 2 previous seasons. So I'm hoping it'll be quite exciting for the playoffs. But yeah, as about like who's going to get to 4th at the moment, it's like Solo is in the strongest position, I think. But we have two games in hand, so if we win, then like it's in our hands. It's ours to lose, basically.
Yeah. No, that's basically the logic as it is. If you win both games, 6-0, you're done. You're through. And I think that is probably going to be something you're going to be working on. We'll be speaking about that later, guys. So with everyone here, Skyride's going to be hosting once again. We'll be fixing webcams and microphones and all that crap as we go on. We apologize for the delay, but what we are going to be talking about is quite a bit of stuff, actually. First of all, there was this weird sort of sleeping thing going on today. We'll be talking about that. I actually played a prominent role in that, and I think James was only caught up on that like an hour ago, which was pretty funny. Apart from that, ETF2, obviously, we're going to review the week and look forward to next week. There's going to be a lot of stuff that's going to happen next week, and a lot of stuff that has happened. And apart from that, we're also going to talk about the skill gap in Europe. It was 3 top teams, 5 bottom teams. Now it looks like there's going to be a sole top team with no really consistent whatsoever. We're talking about that a little bit. Obviously, ESA is going to come into play because ESA is happening on Sunday. And we're also going to round up with a little bit of talk about the Nations Cup because I heard James actually hinting on that a little bit. And the Nations Cup is probably going to happen somewhere over the summer. once again, as it usually does throughout the years. Either way, sleep talk. I guess that's a very solid way to start. Two Nuts, you've been following it all afternoon and evening, haven't you?
Yeah. All
Two
I can
nuts.
say is Slim Boner.
The slim
Anyti-
boner, I think that's the main thing.
Anytime I
Hey,
tune into a stream, Two Nuts is on it in the chat, just
he's just
blowing
there.
up the chat, man. He's like a one-man cheerleading squad. I love this guy.
Hey, he's just
I do what I can.
now. No, it's good to have you on the show too. Now, it's obviously you've been looking the entire afternoon. How many viewers were there? Like, I was asleep, so I had no idea. But
I think at one point there were like 650 or something. Just watching the cast, the Cisco or whatever. He was casting your every movement. Movement. It was pretty funny.
Cisco, the thong song guy. Yeah, 90s throwback. I like it.
what?
You don't know that song? Damn, doesn't matter.
I
We're-
think I know the song if you listen to me, but
Ooh, that crystal
if I listen to the song, I'm guessing I recognize.
Two Nuts is gonna give us a few bars.
It's
No, I
gonna be-
can't, because the
Dong.
next two words are not for stream.
Okay. Anyway, just a
No, you know
bit of
why?
a tangent there.
Yeah, it was a little bit weird. I'm not gonna lie. Like, this is the thing, right? For anyone who wasn't there, I'm sure the images will all get linked in chat, guys. Don't worry, we're not moderating the chat. Just throw it out there. I like what Ethog is saying, that I had stiff competition afterwards. I think that's a good way of saying it. But it's very clearly Mr. Slyn, the sort of famous American streamer, right? He was streaming, and me and Numlock were kind of sitting there streaming to less viewers whilst he was just asleep on his stream. So I decided to take the piss and go to bed. That sounded like a great idea to me, to just go to bed and try and do it myself.
Sleeping on the
And then-
job.
Basically, literally, I had my alarm set for 8 because I needed to cast at 9 and I hadn't had any food yet. So I set my alarm at 8. I went to bed at 5:30 because I could. And when I woke up, I had literally about 400 people telling me on Steam, "You lost! You tore Europe apart! What are you doing? Don't wake up!" And I was like, "What happened?"
Yeah, that was a bitch move, Pledge.
And there was this guy, apparently this guy, oh god, I cannot even remember his name. Something with an S and with a Z and with a C and I cannot even.
Sesco.
What is it, Sesco? Yeah. He told me, and I actually went with him on Mumble after that as well. And he was like, I was basically casting you and Slyn sleep for 2 hours, and it was very enjoyable, and we had a lot of viewers, so it was a little bit of a weird thing, but we had about 800 like viewer count. I don't know how many duplicates those were. I'm guessing there's a lot of them, but there was a buttload of viewers for people sleeping. And here in Europe, we cannot seem to figure out how to get more than 100 viewers during the afternoon. It is actually surprisingly effective to see what sleeping can do. So that's a little bit of the roundup. After that, Entram went to sleep as well. He got texted by Canfo to wake up. So Europe, with I-49 still going up, Europe is already down 2-0 to Mr. Slyn, who showed his boner on camera after I woke up about 30 minutes after. So great afternoon for Team Fortress 2, guys. Actually, I think we had the #1 post on Reddit as well about us sleeping and it being casted. So it was great. That was great.
Was it a concealed boner or was it just
No,
like,
have you not seen the image?
standing proud?
He was
Yeah,
I saw the
underwear.
I saw this suitable for work picture. Yeah, I just wondered was there anything X-rated that I could add to my collection.
There was nothing.
No.
No. That was it. Spin, did you end up catching that, or did you just like, oh, what the hell just happened?
I saw it afterwards. Like, I just came on, and then there was the ETS Royal post that someone had posted on the forums. I just read that, and actually, no, the first I heard of it was D2M asking me to get Sesco to cast the Zaibatsu Epsilon game.
Yeah,
Like, spin, back out of it, back out so he can do it. So I said I would if like everyone wanted to. I'm not bothered, and apparently you kept me in, gave me a lifeline.
Yeah, I told D2M to go away because tonight's game was too important and was going to be too close to not take seriously. Can I just say? Either way, we'll talk about all that.
2 nuts.
Yeah, Tunut's going to be on the show. He's going to be giving us pay. I already see Ips in chat saying, did we lose the game? I can't remember playing Team Fortress 2 at all. I think this is going to be wiped from Zybots' memory. We'll be talking about that just in a little bit. But
I'd just
obviously,
like to say,
you go
sorry,
ahead.
Blade, that I
Picture
don't
things
actually have
happen.
I don't have the chat open today. You know, I felt bad about my professionalism last week, so I can't see the Twitch chat.
So what, today
Just
you're
so you
wearing
know.
a suit and you're not looking at chat. Seems like a great idea. Well, you got me to shirt up, and you got Tunuts to suit up, and Spin has decided to put the penis cam on, so that's great. So everyone is looking good. Everyone is looking good today.
The girl point of view.
Yeah. It's gonna be terrible. No, it's fine, Spin. It's fine. Don't worry.
I'm lost,
Tunuts
mate.
spoke like 20 minutes ago or something. It's fine. No worries.
See.
Let's talk about ETF though, guys. The whole sleeping thing. Let's just throw that out of the way. I think it was a terrible moment for Team Fortress 2, bounded by glory of everyone just watching people sleep together. It was great. Let's talk about tonight's game first. I think let's get the let's get the main animal that's sitting right in front of us that we just need to get out of the room first. Let's throw that one out first. Crack Clan, aka Zaibatsu, up against Epsilon. And apart from one round on Viaduct and one round on Battlelands, I cannot remember for the life of me when I saw Crackline got mauled as they did today. Two Nuts, what was your
The last time they played Epsilon.
The last time was Epsilon, most likely. But Two Nuts, obviously, you were playing the medic. What's in hell's name went wrong for you guys?
I think Ips covered it pretty well in the post interview on Vanilla TV, which is obviously not here. But we just went into the game with the wrong mindset, pretty much. I don't know. It didn't feel we had the same communication as we usually do, and stuff like that. I mean, it felt off today. Is what I want to say.
Was it just an off day, literally?
No, we got rocked. There's no question about that. But yeah, we didn't play as well as we should or could.
Something I'd like to ask is, we were talking about it on the cast, the amazing cast on Vanilla TV. Most of you Team Fortress TV idiots probably missed it. It was Bite and Animal, I think. But anyway, I heard that one great caster guy, Irish fella, he was asking about the psychological impact. You know, like I found whenever I was playing in Crack Clan that whenever we play Epsilon and officials, there's always a different atmosphere. It's like it's the biggest game of the season. Ips gets really hyped up. Everybody else is slightly on edge. And I think maybe everybody or some people in their heart, even if they don't want to admit it, they're scared to play Epsilon. They haven't conquered their fear of Epsilon. Maybe Spin can come in this one as well. But I'm asking you, Two Nuts, did you feel that way? Were you scared?
Well, obviously, I mean, I've played Medic for 2 seasons now, and the second of which is in a top 3 team. So there's obviously nerves for me. Yeah, easy road to divs. But obviously there is some nerves involved for me. But I don't know. I was blasting music before the game, trying to get hyped.
Yeah, I believed you guys could do it, but just after
everyone believed it. Like if you read the articles, everyone was thinking like they can do it.
Yeah, we can do it. We will do it, but yeah, it didn't happen today, unfortunately.
Epsilon
I think we can and will.
Epsilon just scares me. Spin, I don't know about you. Like, have you played Epsilon anywhere recently? Like in PCWs? Like I heard they've been playing without Mike quite a bit, but
we've barely played the last like 2 weeks. We had like my final week of uni, so I finished and then I was off. Well, I don't know. My team might have played. I'm not actually sure, but I was off for like that Thursday that we played the Broder official, and yeah, like we didn't play at all this week because well, I played 1 map, 2 maps a day, but that was it. Just because like a load of shit has gone on. Like, sorry, didn't mean to swear.
No, it's fine.
But yeah, we've had like a load of like in-team issues, right? So we had like what happened was we started off the team and then we dropped Snip for Tech at the beginning of the season, and we like went from being good to being bad like immediately overnight. And we had like a run of bad form, picked ourselves up, and then just dropped back to like a stone to like awful form. And so we've been like trying to sort that out lately. So yeah, we haven't played anybody lately at all. So yeah, but back to what James was saying, like about the confidence thing. We played, like I said, we played Zaibatsu in the PCW beforehand, and like we were 4-0 up on Badlands. It's like the first time I think that's happened in like whatever. And I made a joke then. It's like you could feel their confidence just like going down the drain, all of it. Just like they've gone into this. If they'd smashed us 5-0 in that game, as well as the 3-0 they got on Viaduct, I think they would have gone into the next game feeling confident. But I think that would have hurt them. Like as much as it doesn't, they might not say it will. I think just the fact that you're dropping lots of rounds and you have to come back against a team you think you're going to smash, it just like affects you mentally. Like
yeah,
like
I mean,
said,
no offense to you or your team, but we obviously expected to smash you, and it didn't happen on Badlands. Yeah, I don't know. We had an off day. I don't know. It's not an off day, but I don't know.
It just happens, man. Like from time to time, you just have an off day, and there's nothing. Like this, is the thing. All the hype and all the crazy grand finals and all those playoff situations, right? There's gonna be hype around it, and it maybe feels like you guys still need to get used to it a little bit. Maybe that's it. That everyone just kind of needs to find their way of dealing with it. Because I think it's like when you're, I don't know, like when you have like a big exam in school or something like that, you have to figure out a way to get yourself comfortable during that. And maybe like Epsilon, this is what I noticed during the game, is that Epsilon, the first 2 rounds of Viaduct were so dominant, and then the third round was actually really close. The third round was really nice, really close, could really go down the wire. I think that Epsilon might have just started like super sharp, but you guys kind of had to get into the zone first. So
that's usually what happens. Yeah, that's usually something that happens. Whatever team we play, we usually like just straight up lose the first rounds maybe, and then we come back and just destroy. But today it didn't happen. We couldn't come back from it. Yeah.
It seemed like you guys were a little scared. What I mean by that is that, particularly in Viaduct, I noticed this, that when you had chances where it was maybe 50-50 or you had a slight edge, you just sort of showed Epsilon too much respect. You didn't drop the hammer, man. You didn't crush them. And then whenever there was times, like when you had an opportunity to defend, like you had them in spawn, you guys gave them too much room. You just let them come out, which is maybe part of your strategy, but it seemed like that last round, the third one, was the one where you actually went aggressive and like, you know, DM'd them, and you came out on top on the middle at least. There was a lot of problems with your sync up on middle, like T-Mac seemed to be getting picked off, whether that was due to no support from Tvik or he was too early or whatever, Ibs was talking about it. But
the initiation was off today. Simply as it was really off. Some mids, or most mids probably, Ips had to initiate, so that's not the way we should do it, and we know that, but I don't know. Yeah.
The chat's going wild here for your American flag.
Yeah, I can see it as well.
Do you want to salute the flag, T Nuts? Do you want to salute the flag? Can I turn and salute it as well?
Or are we all turning American now? We're just gonna
USA.
I love the USA bands already. It's great. No, either way, like today's game, it's just one of many. That's the way I see it. And next week, we're going to see Saibatsu going up against Broder. Batlands Gully Wash, 2 Nuts. What does that mean for you?
Against Broder?
Yeah. I'm prepared, man. Don't worry about it.
I feel we have pretty strong Gully Wash mids. It usually comes down to initiation again. That's our main problem on mids. Yeah, I think we'll do fine on both maps. Might be a close game, but yeah, we should take it.
Anything in particular you're gonna like practice on or work on over the next days?
Yeah, communication. I think communication is the biggest part.
Are you guys playing ESA on Sunday?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. With the entire team, like all 6, or?
Yeah.
All right. Well,
at least I think so. Maybe someone gets other plans, but as of now, I will be full lineup.
But Marbo, are you still on the roster? Are you able to fill during that day or not?
Yeah, man. Ips is cut. I'm coming in on pocket.
No,
You heard it here first, Felix.
no, please.
Yeah, it's just heard it there first that the rumors are coming out and the facts are going to smack people in the face, that's for sure. Now, obviously, past week and upcoming week for Zybots are looking like that.
It said in chat that Salash will be playing first rounds.
Okay. Well, the last 3 will be coming in, but obviously, apart from that, you guys will be using apart from the top 3, where Epsilon right now has secured themselves a spot in the finals. They're 14-0 during the season, unstoppable pretty much as it looks like.
Epsilon,
we'll have to wait and see who's going to be able to stop them in the final, but obviously it's going to be one hurdle a little bit less. Apart from that, you have the middle of the table where Mr. Spin obviously is going to be very active with Revolution La Meta game. They still have a game up against all tied up in a game against, I'm quite sure is it FOV? I'm quite sure it's FOV, like Finland that you guys are playing against. I really hope damn it, I have to look it up. I'm 99% sure I'm not messing this up, but I do have to. Yeah, it is Finland. So, like I said,
I could have helped you out there, couldn't I?
No, Spin. I was speaking about you guys.
I didn't even realize.
We spoke before the show, right? It's very simple. If you win all 4 maps, you're 4th. That's it.
Yeah.
Is that the way you guys as a team are thinking about it, or are you guys just trying to take it map by map?
No, we're going to win all 4 maps.
I think
confident against all tied up.
Yeah. We had one issue. We had one issue, and we fixed it. That's why we were 4-0 up against Crackland today.
What was the issue?
That's why we're going to come 2nd this season. Crackland and Broda are going down.
Good luck, home.
You sound. This is weird, right? Because I Spin the first time I actually heard Spin say that earlier before the cast, and he was saying to me like, "No, I think we're going to get 4th and we're going to do okay." And then
I'm pretty sure I'm the other side, by the way. See nuts?
No, I'm pretty sure I'm on the other side.
No, I'm definitely. Yeah, I'm on the American flag side. Unlucky.
That's gonna be great. Do that more often, 2 nuts. I think that's great. But
sorry.
Very, very simple. Like you said it before the cast, you said it after the cast, you said it before this cast, and now you say it during fully charged. It's starting to sound like you're not just being cocky and a little bit jokey around, but like you're actually dead serious. Hey, we're actually gonna do this. Pay attention because we're gonna rock it.
No, I mean like obviously we're not expected to actually beat anybody in the playoffs, but I'm confident we'll make the playoffs. And I don't think we're going to get destroyed in the playoffs. I think we'll get underestimated. And I think assuming we're going to play against. Oh, actually, I was going to say it looks like it's going to be Broda, but it depends on the next game next week now, doesn't it? So yeah, I guess it depends. It depends a lot on the maps as well, because there's like I said today, we got 4-4 against Crackland in the PTW, but then we got absolutely smashed on Viaduct. And then we've had good games on Process sometimes against some team. It's just like map by map, it can change like entirely. So
yeah. I see 2 nuts already noting down his strategies. What was the? You said we had one problem and we fixed it. What's the problem? What was the problem?
Do I want to go and get rude?
Well, what's it, homie?
No, but is it a roster change? Is it someone who just didn't do his job? Was it something personal? What went on?
A bit of all 3, I guess. Basically, we took Haunter into the roster because he was meant to be pocket and main caller, and he's had a lot of stuff on his plate. Like he's getting married this summer, so he's been doing that, and he's had a lot of time at work. So he's not coming into the games like on point. Like you need a main caller who's coming in and is like. Bang, 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 all the time, always active, focused and everything. And sometimes he's just coming in a little bit like, I just want to play, I just want to come in and just play soldier. So the times we've played him not as a main caller, it's worked out better, but it's just, there's just a little bit of an issue, with like the team chemistry and so on. And when we've played with we played with Snip on pocket, and today we were playing with Hicks on pocket as a merc, and it's just worked out better for us. So yeah, that's the thing. So we're going to play with Snip for the remaining 2 officials.
Hicks is really good.
Hicks is really good.
You're going to play with
Snip on Pocket.
Snip is the Finnish guy.
Yeah.
Just want to say Hicks is
Snoopies.
one of the 6 land champions of Swedish OG land.
Well, the thing is,
Just
like,
saying.
I considered it today. I considered asking Hicks to merc for us, but then of course,
Because he
like,
was an OG land winner?
but well, because he's actually a good player, and he merced today and he was good. But then I thought, like, actually, wait, because if we lose, then his team goes 4th. So I don't think it's probably not the best idea to ask him to merc for us. It's just throwing games everywhere. But no, I think like we just feel like as more of a team as we are, and of course next week because we wildcarded, all tied up don't have Kyler for fun, which is a huge deal. So.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah, they're playing with Clockwork.
Did you wildcard on purpose for that? Did it have something to do with it?
No, I literally didn't know until I wildcarded and then told Cadus, and he was like, "Yeah, we don't have Kyler next week." So I was like,
Hashtag drama.
There's like a funny in-joke in Crack Clan about how Kyler for fun is so overhyped. How do you think he's performed this season? Just on a random note there. Has he lived up to the hype?
Yeah, I don't think his team has though. To be honest, I don't want to like call him out or anything, but like if you look at the team, the way they play. I mean, I've had a sort of unique experience of maybe not unique, but like a good perspective on it because I've been casting games as well. Like obviously you've had that before, James, where you actually get to cast as well as play against the same team, so you understand the teams a little bit better it helps both ways. Yeah, it's like you get to see them in the games and you analyze them, and that's like your job is to analyze them as you're watching them, and then your casting gets better because you play against them, and you're playing against them gets better because you're casting. And just from looking at them, it just looks too much like they're relying on Cadus and Kyler. Like I don't want to discredit anyone else because I've played with Dalef before. Dalef's just a top-notch soldier. I've not played with Flisco, but obviously the rep comes. He has the reputation and whatnot. And Greg I played with before as well. So they're all like good players, but and well, Ski, the medic doesn't really.
Too many UK members.
Doesn't make any. Yeah, but like, I just don't feel like as a team they don't have the same sort of cutting edge as the top 3, for example. Like you look at the roster of Epsilon, like where's the weakness? Maybe Gear is the weakness. What is like one of the best soldiers and he's probably the weakest player. It's like just to try and pick out the weakest player from any of the top 3 teams is difficult. So if you look at
Two nuts. Two nuts.
Well, the thing is with a medic, it doesn't really count. Like
shots fired.
Like with you look at Broder and maybe the common answers would be Rib or Bibbin, and it's like they're still top players. So it's like to actually pick a weakest player is difficult. And like I don't know, like medics aside, because I don't think it really counts, does it? Like easy class.
I hear the chat saying like there might have Clockwork as merc instead of Kyler for fun. That would probably not be pretty because Clockwork in general is probably one of the sickest scouts in the game. Then again, high ping, like Kyler has had a pretty tremendous season so far. So even though people like, I get it. People are saying in chat like, "Hey, Clockwork is a fantastic scout. It's going to be an upgrade, etc." Kyler's had a pretty damn good season so far from everyone from All Tied Up, Skipmark Central, BFF, and Nerd Party, whatever the hell they're called nowadays. Even then, Kyler is pretty much one of the best players so far in that team throughout the season, I feel like.
Definitely.
That's wait and see.
In my opinion.
What'd you say? Sorry, Two Nuts, I couldn't hear.
I said, in my opinion, Cadus is the strongest member, definitely.
Yeah.
Because he micromanages and does huge damage even though he micromanages, so... Yeah,
I agree.
He does a lot for his team and does insane damage, so...
I think like if you put Cadus in a team where he wasn't main calling, he'd be so much more outstanding. Yeah. I think that would be just putting an actual like I don't know because like Skeege can main call, right? So I don't know, maybe Cadus likes main calling, but I feel like someone else in that team could main call. Like I don't think it's beyond Skeege to main call for that team.
No, maybe not. But I think Cadus is he's the strongest main caller.
Yeah.
I mean, Skeege could, but I think Cadus is still stronger.
Yeah.
It's interesting that you bring that up about Cadus being in another team or whatever, a more automated team that's at the time at Christmas. Now that I'm not really playing for Crack Clan, I can just dish all the dirt, man. but we really wanted Cadis, and he decided to keep BFF going, and we ended up getting Brigo instead. I wonder how different would things have been. I mean, Cadis is having trouble in his team. I know Ips is always complaining about Brigo in the past, that he doesn't communicate enough. How different could it have been? Could Zaibatsu have been #1 right now? We'll never know.
Isn't that what, weren't you who said that to me? Like, Cadis' one regret, like, in TF2 in general, is that he didn't join Zaibatsu when he had the chance.
It's probably Ips. Ips said it.
Was that Ips? I'm quite sure it was Ips who said that. Like, Ips and Cadis talk quite a bit. But someone mentioned that. I think it was here where like Cadis very clearly just said it's too bad. Like, if I would have joined, maybe it would have all went a little bit different.
Well, Brigo has insane DM. He just needs to call a bit. That's all.
He's just a shy guy.
Yeah, but
I met him at LAN too.
He has insane DM.
The thing is, at the time, can you imagine if Cadis had joined, then BFF would have died, and it would have been like an awful season. It would have just been so, like, just so bland as a season. I mean, it would have had the same kind of situation as now with the top 3 teams, and then there wouldn't have been the BFF to take that 4th spot. So maybe there would have actually been competition between the bottom 5 to like compete for the playoff position. But I don't know. I think, like, at the time, I sort of commend his choice because it made it so that he could actually, like, almost keep the competitive scene going by the fact that there's just more teams. That's sort of what motivated me to just keep building these teams that fold after one season, and I just pull another one out of the air like 2 weeks before the season because I just want to keep the players. There's a lot of, I feel like there's a lot of players around who want to keep playing, but there's nobody, like, no team leaders. There's like a handful of team leaders, and they're like, if they stop making teams, then like Prem's not going to keep growing, and it's a bit sad.
That's so true.
Yeah, it kind of goes into our next subject, I guess. We'll speak about that in just a couple of seconds' time, but at the moment, I do want to look at the bottom side of the table because very clearly there's a spot for a playoff with the number 2 of Division 1, and there's a spot to drop out of Prem straight off. And both Last Man Standing and Finland are there on 3 points. They both have 1 map win and 9 map losses with 4 maps left to go. Not against each other, might I add. Not against each other. All of that is against the teams that are going up against 4th spots and stuff like that. So it's going to be a little bit of a weird ending. For number 4, it's going to be quite crucial. Number 2 and number 3 are going to be crucial next week and for these last games. Now, I'm looking at the top of Division 1, where Team Roberto and Furbo Pandas are the main contenders to take that number 1 spot, and also the number 2 spot. Say, hypothetically, Furbo Pandas becomes 2nd. Can Last Man Standing or Finland beat them?
Yeah, I think so. Furbo Pandas on their day, they've got like some strong players, but I just don't think they have like I just don't think they're a Prem team. Like looking at not looking at the lineup so much, but just looking at the way they've played and the way I've seen them play and their cast and so on. Can I just say, by the way, that like Div 1 has been absolutely awesome. Like from looking at the beginning of the season, it didn't look like it looked like there was some really weak teams, some really good ones, and it's actually turned out with everybody getting like points off everyone. It's been a fantastic season for that.
Yeah, and I just want to say as well, this season only 1 team in Div 2 has dropped, and only 1 team in Div 1 has dropped.
Yeah, and none in Prem for like
none
the
in
first
Prem,
time
right?
ever.
Like,
yeah. So that's pretty cool.
It sucks. I mean, someone's going to get relegated. Like I've managed to survive every season because like someone always folds.
Hopefully teams will take that and just try and improve themselves for the next season and not just get butthurt.
Yeah, it'd be decent to actually have like a system of relegation and promotion rather than just like fold and reform, which has always been. Like if it gets to the stage where, you know, say 90 FOV or whatever drop, they lose the league and then they go down to Div 1 and then they actually play Div 1 and then go back up. Like that would be awesome. I don't know whether they will or whether they'll just like decide to fold. I don't know I don't know the team that well, but like it would be really awesome if teams actually just stuck at it. But I know better than most how difficult it can be to keep a team together. So
obviously we can talk about that a little bit because I do have that on the next subject as well. The next subject very clearly is just going to be, you know, talking about the skill gap, talking about the differences between the very, very, very top and the rest. I think we can speak to it about that. Is the variations in rosters, because Crackland and has managed to bridge the gap, basically, right? Like they were one of the teams that was not seen as a top 3 candidate about 2 seasons ago, and then they've just worked their way up, stuck together. I don't think they've had a roster change. Like they had a roster change, obviously. Like I think James obviously went out for 2 nuts. That happened, but after
We lost Manon. Got banned.
That was pretty much it. Like if you think about it,
Who
over the
banned
past
him?
Mini Moose, R.I.P. Mini Moose. I got him banned.
like obviously, if you keep in mind, like
Fade
the past
Step, rest in peace, bro.
and all those
who was
players
it
like
that reported
Red Shock, Fade Step, Mini Moose. That was all. What is it? 5-6 months ago?
Never heard of him.
Yeah, that Red Shock guy. Who's ever heard of it? He's gone. But that's
in
been
Div
like
1 at the
6 months
moment.
ago, right? Isn't that like 6 months ago? Something like that.
Red Shock left after season 13.
About 6 months ago. That sounds about right. And obviously, Mini Moose played for a while, and then T-Mac came in. But that's pretty much it with regards to roster changes. And I think like Crackland's been doing a good job so far. If like Spin, you were speaking to me a little bit about like Tech and Flippy probably going to try and rebuild Punchline.
Picture on stream?
Yeah. Are you guys looking at
see it.
the picture on stream is admirable with 2 nuts hair.
Oh yeah. Sick.
Someone made that image. It's pretty damn fantastic.
Let me load this shit up.
I don't know if you're gonna have to look at James. I can link it in Skype.
Yeah.
I sent it to Skyride. I sent it to Skyride earlier. That's why you got it up there at the moment.
Sorry.
But in general, someone phoned. I don't know who photoshopped that. Someone in chat did, right? Like, I love the chat. I love you guys. But in general, Spin, you said to me earlier, Tech and Flippy have the idea of reforming Punchline, just a French super team, basically. And James has it. Is that just going to be another one of those French super teams, like Pognon on demo, K3 on medic?
It would be Exxon, I imagine. I don't know actually.
No,
I haven't demo, but I imagine it'll be Exxon.
Either one. I don't think they're both good, so I guess it could be either one. But what is it like? Tech Salt?
No, it's the old Punchline. It's Tech, Captain Axe, Flippy Plop K3 Exxon, as far as I'm aware.
So Plop Plop, I don't think I've seen Plop Plop play for the past season. I don't know where he is.
No, he's in what's his name? The My Revenge. He's playing in My Revenge in Div 1 at the moment. I don't know if he's actually going to be in it. This is what I'm assuming, because they said we're looking to reform Punchline, but they play like lots of lands and stuff as Punchline, don't they? With various lineups. So it could be anything. It could be like it could be Aphid or something. One of the other French scouts. There's plenty about.
Is Captain Hax leaving Vinland?
I guess so. Yeah.
Oh shit! What have I said?
They were always going to go to LAN though, weren't they? Punchline. We're always going to attend I-49 together.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
Punchline are going to I-49, yeah.
So
is this another French team?
Wait, Two Nuts has like a lagging shock of disbelief on his face at the moment. Two Nuts, what's going on?
He's back. Oh, he's lagging.
I don't know if Two Nuts is lagging. It's fine.
R.I.P. Two Nuts.
I can't hear you, Two Nuts. Microphone.
Maximilian, talk to us.
Maximilian. It's fine. He can still go for one of the village people after this session. That should be perfectly fine.
You need to mime out what you want to say for the rest of the episode.
Well, he fixes his stuff and does the YMCA. That does mean, obviously, like Punchline coming back, I think it's great. Like personally, right? I think having Punchline back is going to be great, but it does mean there's going to be a couple of gaps to fill in Prem or just in Division 1 or something like that. Spin, you mentioned a sort of reform Koala Punch coming back in. I'm quite interested to see that. What's the goal? I'm guessing it's not going to be Premiership, but just as high up as possible.
Well, we spoke about it because we spoke about it before this season actually, like forming a team together, because we like the best time I've ever had in TF2 was at I-42 when we came as a full team, like sponsored by Intensive Noobs back in the day. That became Trolling Bunnies, and we just had the best time. Like we played against the old Infused back in the day, and FB at that LAN, and we played like so well. It was awesome. Like we just had such a great time. So maybe it's a little bit. I think it's the same with Punchline. Like maybe a little bit of rose tinted glasses or whatever, thinking it's going to be better than it is. But I know when it's not going to be like, it's not going to be a Prem team. But then, like 4 out of 6 of the roster was the old damage control that got into Prem. So like it could be alright. Like I'm aiming Div 2 or like maybe low Div 1 if we can get into Div 1. But it depends how much we play over the summer.
Is this and this is more a question for everyone instead of just Spin himself. Is this I don't know what is Punchline just trying to sort of play together, or are they like desperately trying to sort of bridge that gap and get everyone together again to maybe become that number 4 team once again and make their way up?
I think they'll definitely contend for it. I mean, they still play together on like French Cups and so on because they have prize money over in France for whatever reason, and so they just go and they like, oh, well, let's group up again and take some more prize money for free because they never have to compete against anybody for it, or maybe someone, but not very many. Like they have to win like one game basically to get the prize, and they win it all the time. So. They have kept playing together, and I actually asked Tech and Flippy before they joined the team, like, how come you're not reforming Punchline? And they said it's because Captain Axe wasn't available, and now, well, he is.
Now he is.
Well, I don't know if he's available because he's in a team, but I mean he's available as in he can play. So, yeah, I mean, but they'll be decent. I don't know how good they'll be. I think maybe it's the same case of them if they're thinking they're going to be better than they are, but we'll see. And they've got a lot to prove, I imagine.
Apart from that, how do we? And I say we. How does? Like, I guess there's always been a skill gap between like the top 4 and the bottom 4, but it really seems like, especially after tonight, Epsilon seems to be reaching the sort of perfection skill. That's how I like to say it. When I see them play, I literally think there's very few gaps in just the way they play. It seems very difficult. Spin, you said earlier, Gear might be their weakest player. And think about that, right? Like, if Gear is the weakest player on a team, that is absurd. It's absurd when you think about that. Is there a way to beat Epsilon anytime soon?
Yes. Yeah, you give him a new medic, which is what's going to happen apparently.
Yeah.
So if Nox leaves, it's going to be a different thing.
Nox leaving after I-49. Yeah, okay, but before I-49, can anyone in Europe beat them then? Is that just no?
I think so. We can beat them, yes. I'm confident in it.
How? Just being better? Or do you have tricks up your sleeve?
No. No, it's not about tricks. It's about coordination. I mean, we have strong DMers. That's not the problem. Bro has that as well. It's about they're like this really fine-tuned unit. And of course it's going to be hard, but I mean, they can be beaten. I think it's down to coordination and team play, which I feel we have. We just didn't show it today, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like the difference between the top 3 teams and some of the others is like everybody in all of the players in the top 3 teams are like quality, like top class players. You could swap them over into other teams, and it wouldn't make a difference skill wise. It's just how well those 3 teams work together. And how well they play against the other teams that works well for them. That's why Ips is doing so much work for Crackland, or Zaibatsu, sorry, because he's like putting in effort to understanding how the other teams play and working out how to like actually play such that he can pick them apart, which is like something which is really like I feel it's been lacking in like the top end for like forever. Really, I think he's the first one to really get keen on that.
Yeah, Ips is really. I mean, he's a mastermind pretty much. I mean, he takes time and he studies, and yeah, I feel we as a team may be letting him down because he's pretty much doing all the work and we're not. And I personally are planning to change that. Yeah.
James, have you been looking at the North American games?
Absolutely not. I keep meaning to, but I don't have time to watch VODs. Sometimes I just like look at the comments on my own VODs because I'm just so self-centered. But I really haven't watched the TF2 VOD in a long time. Actually, I watched the episode of this back last week because I wanted to see how crazy I was, but I just don't have the time. Or I spend it all playing games.
I kind of feel the same. I don't know. Like I know there's quite a bit of Europeans actually watching the North American games during the nights. And Skara brought this up to me, and I actually started reading this in a Team Fortress TV channel on IRC. The Americans have not been playing very well. And this might sound very bad coming from a European guy, right? It's 5 o'clock when the cast is on, right? I cannot see for myself whether or not they're playing bad, but I hear Enigma say it. I hear Mr. Slyn say it. I see it on the forums. The Americans don't seem to be at that level that they usually are.
I agree. I think
With regards to the skill level that we have in Europe at the moment, the skill differences, the gaps, is that something that's going to bite North America in the ass as well? That there's just a bit less competition for some of the teams, the same way it is in Europe at the moment. Like, I find it tough to judge, obviously, because I'm European, like I'm Dutch myself. But from what I've heard, from what I've seen, from all the North Americans, it seems to be that the North American teams are slacking a little bit with regards to skill level. That's what I've heard. I don't know, Two Nuts, if you've seen it, if you've paid attention to it, but
I don't know. It just seems that I get the impression that most of them are getting tired of the game. That's maybe just me, but I mean, obviously it hurts not having any competition. I'm not sure how how do you say it? How much better HRG is to everyone else.
yeah.
I don't know how the scrims go, if they just 5-0 all that as well, or if it's like with Epsilon, we actually win maps against them. I don't know. But definitely not having competition hurts. That's why I don't think, like, Australia is coming to I-49, yeah?
Yeah.
The best team. Yeah, so what I've heard, they are the team that's coming is like top team for 3 years now.
Yeah. They're
So
unbeatable.
they can't they can't have had much competition then. So they probably
It's tough to say, I guess. I guess that's probably the best way of saying it.
We're losing your sound, son.
Yeah, we're losing your sound, Two Nuts, from time to time. Just here
Can't
and
hear
there.
you, Two Nuts.
I don't know if it's an internet thing, but it's just here and there, so it's fine. It should be back up in just a couple of seconds. But his point about Australia stands. If the team right there has been top of the game for 3 years, 2 years, whatever, High Rollers Gaming right now is on the top of the American tables. Seems to be winning everything. Seems to be better than everyone else. Epsilon Esports here at the moment. They practice their games. They do their thing. Is it going to be a clash between those three at I-49? If you think about it, guys.
Are you counting immunity in there?
Yeah.
Well, they're actually going to boot camp. I understand they're going to come over a week early or something. And boot camp, so I mean, they're really taking it seriously. They must see themselves as the underdogs. HRG, maybe they might feel like, you know, America already achieved last year. They might not come in as prepared, as hyped up, as pumped up as the teams did last year when it was the first time we got the NA teams over. But if I was going to say a top 3, I would probably not include the Australians. Just putting that out there.
It's tough to call.
HRG is playing pretty European now, and that's throwing the Americans off. But obviously, we are European, so we know how they play. They just do it really well. Yeah. But since we're more used to the slower pace and the holding chokes and stuff like that, I think they don't stand as much of a chance as the NA teams did last year. I-46, I mean, because then they just rolled on us with aggression, but now it's more of a passive and slower game, which EU teams are more used to now, or are used to. So I think it'll be much easier to win against the NA team that's coming now.
It's and this might be a tough question to ask, but I see so many people saying, no, Epsilon is not that good. They are American. And I see people from Europe saying, no, High Rollers Gaming is not that good. They don't look that impressive. I see both continents very clearly saying towards each other, nah, they're not that good. Is there any way we can compare the skill level now or are we just gonna have to wait and see?
You know what? For me,
wait and see.
Fuck you, two nuts.
James, go ahead.
Don't swear on stream.
Fuck the police. I mean, for me, it's just like the individual skill of the players doesn't really matter that much. Everybody's amazing. It's just how they gel as a team, and Epsilon are like at this telepathic level compared to everyone else in Europe. Whenever the plays break down to the team that comes out on top, and sure, at I-46, maybe we're a bit surprised by the sort of American technology ways of playing that we hadn't really considered before, or only the keenest people who watched VODs and demos had seen, but that was a bit of an eye-opener for us. Now, we became a bit more aggressive, and maybe, like Tunot says, they took a little bit from the Euro style, but I think the playing field is going to be more level than ever, and everybody's got great players in their team. I don't think individual performances are rarely what changes a TF2 game, especially at the highest level. I think Epsilon are just so far ahead at the minute. It's going to be tough.
I think if you played this Epsilon against like the Epsilon of last I-46, like they would smash them. I think this Epsilon is just so much better.
Definitely.
They've actually had a lot more competition, and they're just it's like a bit of a wake up call. They knew they had to actually slip or whatever, picking up players.
I think I heard that as well. Like Numlock has said this multiple times. Like this Epsilon was built for I-49.
It was built to destroy the NA.
Yeah, there was one goal, and this might sound very evil and cartoonish, right? What I'm saying is like the old freaking Power Rangers or something like that. There's a super villain being built with the sole purpose of destroying Americans, and they're called Epsilon Esports at the moment, right? Yeah. And all 6 of those players of Epsilon it's built into their mind, losing at I-49 is not an option. They are not going to care. They can lose this ETF12 season. They can drop out of everything. But if they win I-49, it's mission accomplished. That's how they're working towards it. And given that thought, right, that excites me so much with regards to I-49. I think Broder completed their fundraiser earlier this week as well. The Australians completed their fundraiser. They're coming over. The Australians still need money, though, guys. I think it's I-49...
Yeah, they're paying half of it,
AU.TF. I think that's the one it is. But the Australians, they still pay a lot of money from their own pockets, guys. So
their own pockets, Broder.
Yeah, Broder's done. Don't give any money to Broder anymore. They don't they don't need any more money. They're perfectly fine. Maryland guys flying over from Latvia, no worries. It's just the level of competition. I feel the level of competition in the past year has risen so much, and how are the teams that are a little bit lower? Solar, RLM, Punchline that's coming in, Last Man Standing, the Russians, right, trying to make a stand. How are they gonna fare against this sort of massive fight that's going on? How can you, as I don't know, some sort of random guy, how can you fight against Chuck Norris or Superman? How can you manage to make your way into that fight?
Can't, man. It's TF2. Upsets don't happen. I mean, look at I-46. The biggest upset was that the Last Resort took a map off TCM. Ooh.
Oh, right, yeah, I remember that. Actually, I was pleasantly surprised by that as the biggest upset.
Fair enough. Epsilon didn't make the final, but that was just because, like, people had never seen these teams play together, but, like, that's the exciting part, because it's like, you're taking these 2 teams from different worlds and bringing them in together. And I'd just like to clarify, actually, what I said about the Australian team not featuring in my top 3 earlier is just purely because they don't have that same ecosystem of teams to play against. Like, they might be great, but they get away with so many mistakes, I'm sure, if there just aren't teams there that punish them. Like, you saw Crackclan or Zabatzi against Epsilon tonight. Epsilon are like this mirror that gets held up to other teams. And what you see is often ugly because all you see is your own mistakes. It's really, like, brutal. I'm not sure if they have that in Australia. They don't have the Epsilon mirror.
There's no mirror there to completely face them. Let's correct me if I'm wrong, but obviously James is saying this right now. I think Spin, you can echo this as well. Every time you think you got it sorted out, and you play Epsilon, you get put with your feet back on the floor. Is that the way it is?
Well, since I've only played them in PCWs and now once in officials, I can't really speak that much about it. But I mean, in PCWs, yeah, definitely they can just turn it up a notch and roll. Simple as. And they did that tonight. They are a really good team, obviously. But I think there is a counter to it, and we should be able to do it.
Isn't that what it was what Kada said, I think. Like Kada said very clearly, they were Skipmark Central 2 weeks ago. But they said very clearly, we had to play Epsilon. We had such a good week. We finally found our momentum. We had such a good week. And then on Thursday, you play Epsilon, you get smashed. And then you go into this downward... you go into this sort of downward spiral again. Is it, like... I like seeing teams win, I'm not going to lie. But what Epsilon does is they just demolish. They don't really leave anything behind. They just go, and they don't really stop. It seems unstoppable to me at the moment.
You can't see it as they being supernatural, because then you just go in with the wrong mindset. You have to go in with the mindset that you can and will win.
Yeah.
And yeah, tonight we took it a bit easy, and this was the result.
I think, and this might be able to go back to Spin, because Spin, I think, RLM has taken the most middles off Epsilon this season on a single map, which was on Process, which they lost 5-0 or 6-1, either one. But they picked, I think, if it was 7 or 6 middles, it's irrelevant, but I think they picked 5 middles up simply by just being balls deep aggressive. Is that the best thing to do for any lower team out there, or against when you're playing against the top 3? Is to not give them credit and just keep on moving. Don't use their tempo, but just fight against them.
Honestly, like what you just said is right. Yeah, you want them to play in your comfort zone, not the other way around. Because if you're trying to like react to Epsilon, then they're just going to rip you apart. But like using the example of us on the middles, like it doesn't really mean a lot. Like we're a way worse team. They weren't really taking the game very seriously. They knew they could beat us, so it wasn't. You can't say like we did better than Crack Clan, because they were going into the Crack Clan knowing that they were facing a fight, and so they were turning their A game on, which wasn't the case with us. They weren't firing on all cylinders, and so like it's just worthless to actually like trying to make that assumption. But yeah, that's exactly what you need to do. Like Mike said in the interview after that game, actually, well, I think it was after that game or after another game.
Sure. Yeah.
About you running the Kritzkrieg a lot, because Crack Clan in PCW should force them to play a defensive playstyle that they didn't like, and that's basically how you have to do it. If you put Epsilon against Epsilon, then you'd have like 2 teams trying to play a style that they don't want. The other team doesn't want to play in that style. So all it is that Epsilon have been doing it for 2 seasons longer. Crack Clan and Broda are like close now. They've finally done. Sorry.
Everyone is going to make the mistake 100,000 times. No worries.
They're close now, so they're on the brink of reaching it. So it's just at this point where they have to just be able to know what they have to do, and then be able to do it flawlessly without having to think about it. Because the worst thing is when you go into an official and you start thinking like it's different to a PCW or whatever. Like you start thinking, oh, we should play a little bit more defensive or whatever. You shouldn't. You should just play exactly at your comfort zone, how you know you're going to play in, and force them to play at that level. Yeah. And it's easy for me to say that, but it's actually like very difficult to actually put into practice.
Difficult to do.
I feel like Epsilon have too good a read on everybody. Everybody is like too predictable to them. The times whenever like the positioning tonight was constantly better than Crack Clan's. They were always one step ahead. And it's just
exactly.
It's just like positioning. That's the reason they win. They're always set up. They always have read what Zabatsu are going to do next. And the one time that sticks in my mind is actually whenever they just crits in, an Uber had been exchanged, and you guys decided to push without waiting for charge because you knew they were going to get crits before you. You dropped out a window onto Stonebridge, and like that was a big play. That's the sort of thing you need to be doing like constantly, all the time. But everybody's just a little bit hesitant against Epsilon, and that just plays right into their hands because they're so quick to get in position, and like that's part of the communication or the telepathy I'm talking about. But they're just always in a strong position, even whenever their players down. You get in these situations where you like pick numlocked and you're like, oh yeah, let's go, no demo man, and you're walking into these scouts on high ground and soldiers spamming you, and you lose 6 people and you get rolled. It's just positioning. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you totally need to play without like the fear of failure. Like you said, it's an official, so you think, oh, we'll push out now. It's a good time to push out. If you were doing it in a PCW, you wouldn't think twice. But then you think, oh, it's Epsilon. Epsilon are going to, the punish us if we make the slightest mistake. So, let's just play a bit more cautious because, we might not have covered one exit or whatever. And you start thinking, and you just start doubting yourself. And then
Sorry, I'm watching stream.
What is it?
What's on the ads with new hair.
Wait, there's ads of new hair?
Now it's a baby.
Oh, man.
Oh, they took it off.
Oh god. Now, in honesty, guys, like I think Spin, you and me noticed that as well. Like that push from drop down, from last onto second was unbelievably clever. You caught Epsilon off guard with their pants down. It was terrible for them, but it's the mindset. It really seems like it's just a mindset thing, and it's tough to predict. I like it. I can't wait for the day that Epsilon gets beaten. It's going to be the upset of the century.
It's going to happen later this season in the playoffs.
We'll see.
There's a picture of a baby at a laptop. I mean, there's a picture of me on Team Fortress TV.
Where?
Check out that link in the chat. Anyway, there's supposed to be a show going on here, Place. Come on, man. Yeah.
No, it's in general the next topic for discussion. Obviously, the skill gaps there. I-49 is going to be good. I'm looking forward to it. ESA is happening this Sunday. Spin, is your team playing on Sunday?
We're playing with a lineup. Like, I still have to hear from Snip because Snip's going to be playing, but he hasn't got back to me yet. He wasn't online today. So we have Walters and Quad are definitely playing. Mark is definitely playing. I'm definitely playing, and then it's some others, two soldiers, but I'm not sure who yet.
Shout out to my boy.
But yeah, we are. But we are playing. Like it won't be our full lineup, but it will be a lineup from our roster of backups.
We got.
Shout out to Walters, 40 deaths a game.
Hey, don't be rude. He's the best.
Yeah, Walters is the best.
Are you serious?
Don't be rude. Walters is the best.
He's gonna tear you apart. Just you watch.
It's irrelevant if Walters is the best or not. It's 40 deaths, dude. What the hell?
What was it that game?
This is when we had team
30
problems,
plus,
Joe.
36 or something.
This is where we actually had team problems, where we weren't backing him up. It's not the case anymore. He's on fire.
That's Cedar type of deaths.
Now he has 3 deaths.
Fucking Lil Cedar. Oh, Christ. That's a blast from the past. Either way,
real talk.
Go ahead, James. Go ahead. Sorry.
I talked to Walters. He just, like, me and Walters are bros, and I was chatting to him one day. I hadn't been online in a long time. And I was asking him about the team, and he reckoned there was an issue with Hunter's calls. Yeah. So you've addressed that now. I think maybe I'm starting to believe fourth place.
We spoke about it like at some length, and with Horner as well, and like we had K3 merked for the Broder official right last week or the week before, whenever it was, and like we all spoke about it, and so we all like ironed it out, and we figured that it's just it's just not in the right, his head's not in the right place to be this like leader, main caller, and like I said, you have to be on point all the time, and it's just not happening, and we need that. That's the main thing we're lacking, and so we've fixed it.
That's how you become a top team, and that's to become a challenger, have these conversations. I'm proud of you guys. Get my seal of approval.
So we're gonna destroy it. We're gonna destroy everyone. Nobody thinks it's gonna happen because we've been playing like absolute dog. So just you watch. Cool, I'm fighting big talk now.
And then you lose. And then you lose.
Everyone's gonna have the fear. Don't worry. Yeah. Now, this is one of the things. Like, it's a great British thing, right? To never hype yourself because you're afraid you're gonna lose, and then you look embarrassed. But who cares? Like, if we lose, I'm gonna be embarrassed for like 3 seconds. Oh look, we lost. I said that on that stream once. Oh, that was embarrassing. Oh well.
Irrelevant.
I'm gonna message you every day. Yeah. You'll never forget.
Guys, we were speaking about this last week. We were speaking about it for a couple of months already. What is there's about 50 teams at the moment signed up to ESA, of which Canfo is saying a couple are not going to play. Right now we have about 45 teams. First of all, everyone out there at home, if you haven't signed up yet for ESA, all Sunday it starts at 12 o'clock Central European Summer Time, which is basically now 12 hours into the future on Sunday. Basically, if you haven't signed up, go and sign up. But because it's a big tournament in Europe, I spoke to a lot of the top teams. They've all said, yeah, we've signed up. Yeah, we're going to play in some sort of way. How the hell do we only have 45 teams? Is there just, again, no incentive from the lower level teams to be like, well, I'm not going to play on Sunday?
Well, there is incentive because the top 16 teams get money, no?
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
But then why are they not signing up? Because from the
Yeah,
top
I don't
6
know,
teams
it's
in
stupid.
ETF 12, I think 12 of them are signed up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just lame, man. Like it should be. Well, I think one of the main issues is the fact that it's all day. Like it just
Yeah, I
hasn't
think
happened.
that's,
It hasn't ever happened in TF2 before. Like, it happens in other games, but it's never like people playing at 11 o'clock in the morning or whatever it is. And that only ever happens at LAN. And that
Thing
is
is,
like,
though, people do that anyway. I mean,
no, I mean like
most
like
people
I said,
sit by the
we're
computer
gonna
anyway.
yeah we're gonna play. Like it's
Yeah,
not a
2
big deal. We
nights.
can get a lineup, but like some people, I think it even goes as far as some people don't even want to be seen to be playing at that time. They don't want to. They want to be
That's
cool
right, I
and not
think.
and actually feel like they have a life outside
Yeah,
of it.
that's
But
right, I think.
What, they want to
they'll-
pretend
they'll
like
be-
they have a hangover? Is
Yeah,
that
but
what's going on?
they'll just be sat watching the stream of the games. That's what.
Oh,
they'll
that's a
be
good
doing
point,
anyway.
Pledge.
And
Hangovers, that's a good point.
no, but
I
what?
actually-
Seriously? You're going to have a hangover. You're going to wake up at 11. What's better than to grab some sort of, I don't know, orange juice or something and playing some Team Fortress 2 and getting smashed by Epsilon? What is cooler than that?
Yeah, wreck
Seriously.
some nerds.
Yeah, wreck some nerds after a hangover, man. It's the best thing ever.
I actually
Like,
have my
of course.
summer ball for uni that day, and it lasts all night. So I'm gonna go to bed at like 7 in the morning and get
Perfect.
up 4 hours later. It's gonna be
Guys,
good.
Spin is playing.
Dedication.
Spin is
Why were
playing.
you doing that?
Get your ass signed up.
Sorry.
Why were you doing that?
It's my summer ball at my uni. Like it's just like the final event of the year at uni, and it lasts all night.
Oh.
It's the day
Cool,
before.
good luck.
So yeah.
Oh,
gonna be
is
good.
it a party?
Sorry.
Is it a party or a test or?
It's a ball. So like everyone gets
Oh,
dressed up
yeah.
and then gets wrecked. So yeah. It'll be
Everyone
good fun.
gets
Better
dressed
dress.
up and comes home at 7 o'clock wrecked. That sounds
Better
great.
wear a suit, son.
Better suit up, bro.
All the suits here today are making me feel very uncomfortable, guys. I'm not gonna lie. Either way, guys, if you haven't signed up yet for ESA, I would love it if you guys to sign up. I'm casting all day, personally. I know Admirable's casting all day. He's waking up bright and early, getting his orange juice ready, and we're gonna rock it. Not together, sadly, but I'm quite sure.
I've got a hot date with Suddenly Star Mia on Vanilla
Yeah?
TV. Oh yeah,
Great, that sounds good.
going for
man.
some
I'm
Sunday
a little bit-
brunch.
I'm not gonna lie. A little
Going
bit
for the
jealous.
pics. Maybe the.
Make sure you're
the
fully
snip
charged,
pub.
James.
Go for a snip pub.
I have no idea.
Some of the most terrible jokes ever. Oh god, why did I ever invite this guy on the show? Maximilian making the jokes. It's great.
Suddenly Patrick Starfish.
Yeah, what the hell? I heard about that. It's like people in my stream made that joke earlier, right? Like people are like, "Oh, what if Legend suddenly Star Mia would get a baby? It would be suddenly Patrick Starfish. It's great." It's like, what? What? Serious? I got so confused. It was terrible. It was terrible.
Oh my god.
Boy, it is, guys. Sign up for ESA. It's going to be happening all day. It's going to start at 12 o'clock noon, pretty much Central European summer time. So a lot of teams actually signed up onto that one. And we'll have to wait and see if the teams are going to meet each other halfway through the day or very, very late at the day. Yeah, I guess we'll just have to wait and see. I'm glad all the top teams signed up, let's put it that way. But if you're a lower level team, go and sign up, guys. There's absolutely nothing to lose. Top 16 get paid. Who knows?
Has everyone in Prem signed up? All the Prem teams.
I think I heard 6 out of the 8 have signed up. That's what I heard. But like Canfo has to confirm that. I don't know if Canfo or Sunny Black is watching this right now.
I mean, it's pretty much free money for the Prem teams.
Yeah.
So why aren't they?
Fundraiser for Broder, stuff like that, right? Like it's.
Yeah, but I mean, obviously, the top 8 are gonna.
You'd expect to get in the top 16 at least. So.
Yeah, exactly. So it's free money for playing TF2. Why not?
I think the main thing is like I don't see why people wouldn't just sign up because even if you're gonna play like and get knocked out first round, then who cares? Then just it's midday and then just carry on with the rest of the day, and you've done a good thing and supported TF2 and all that.
Okay,
Like,
so 4
understand.
Prem teams signed up and a couple of Division 1 teams. So my numbers were a little bit overrated.
That
but
doesn't include us though yet. We haven't signed up yet.
My Revenge,
It's a 5,
Furbo Panda, Zaibatsu, Epsilon Esports, Broder, Sparkle Motion, and all tied up. And then obviously
Top 5
Revolution
Prem
Game
teams.
is going to come in there as well. It's not bad, guys. It's not. I'm not gonna lie. From the top teams for an entire Sunday, that is not bad. It's just the lower level players. I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah,
And
but
again, it comes down to every
goes.
single tournament, James. That's just the way it is.
Yeah, man. It's always been this way. It's like whether it's Excello or Esports Heaven or whatever, it's always like TF2 players want to be begged to come and play. They want their hand held. Like, I don't know how many times I've had to like message all the way down my friends list to beg people to sign up to tournaments and explain why it's a good idea and how they're supporting the community, stuff like this. Sure, maybe they're not gonna win first place or win the mouse mats, whatever great prizes we have, but please just sign up and boost the reputation
but now there's
of
actually
TF2. But
incentive to join.
Like now it's one thing I would say as well about this is that the seedings from this tournament are going to affect the seedings of future tournaments. So if you play in it and seed well, then you might be in the money or more likely to be in the money next.
Isn't this how it works? Like, so if my team got knocked out in the first round, we get a crappy seed, and then we get put in the low bracket next time, we can win all the money for free. Isn't that like the idea of it? It's just
no, but
I don't really know ESA well, but it seems like a really,
I'm not
really
too sure about that.
Like, I mean, we're not going to do that because it's lame as, but like, it just seems like
it's not going to be like that. Like, obviously, like this is the thing. It's Canfo and Sonny Black. They're not idiots. There's a couple of idiots. I'm not going to lie. There's a couple of idiots.
They are idiots.
Canfo and Sonny Black are not two of them. I think Canfo and Sonny Black are not the idiots that the Team Fortress 2 has. So
Sonny Black is an idiot.
In general, I think ESA is going to be perfectly well rounded, guys. This is an opportunity for competitive European Team Fortress 2, and I genuinely think that if everyone would sign up, I don't care if you lose, I don't care if you're playing a mixed team, have some fun playing Team Fortress 2 on a Sunday for a couple of hours, right? Sounds perfectly fine to me. You might have the chance of being costed by either me or the baby right next to me, and you should be perfectly fine, right? That's the way it is, and
T-Nuts is high as a motherfucker.
Why would you not? I think that's pretty much it. I think that's pretty much it. So yeah, that's basically my 2 cents. I don't know how we can give the lower teams an incentive to just have fun, right? Yeah, you might get smashed round 1, and then you play a mix, and you still have fun playing Team Fortress 2 on your free Sunday, right?
I think there's enough people who actually want to get enjoyment out of playing against the top teams. Like, even when I was in Div 4 or whatever, like I said, when we went to I-42, we were like a Div 4 team. We got to play against some of the top teams, and it was like, this is awesome. This is so much fun, and we can actually, there's no fear of losing. You can just go and you can learn some stuff, and then you go into your officials in each well, and it's good. It's a great way to learn, and I think it's enjoyable.
Every person I've ever seen who said they liked playing against the top team has eventually reached Division 1 or higher.
Exactly,
T-Nuts just said, I love it, and now he's playing in Prem, right?
Yeah. I mean, you have to play against better teams to get better. That's it.
Pip said it last week. Yeah.
The fact is, if I can get to Prem, then anybody can get to Prem, because like all I did is just keep making teams with better players. Like, every time I'd make a team, I just get some better players. I remember the last time, like the first time, because I've played in my own teams all the way up, apart from
Naughty Batman. Easy hard way.
Yeah, man. Like, but the first player, the first good player that I remember joining, like with a name that I recognised, was Reverall. So Reverall was like my stepping stone, my first man on the way to Prem. There it is. Reverall is the man.
Get involved.
Haven't we played against each other like back in the?
Oh, I'm sure. Back in Swedish Gentlemen, right?
Oh snap! Back then.
Yeah, I think so. Let's have a look.
Oh snap! I love it.
That's a long time ago.
Let's go and look this up.
I think me and Spin used to play each other all the time when he was in Koala Punch as well. We played each other all the damn time. I cannot remember
have, like,
a
fist fight at the side of the screen, you know, like why yada.
That's gonna be great. No, either way, guys, sign up. While Spin is looking that one up on Sunday, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to start at noon. Literally, get some breakfast, play some games with your friends. Maybe you get smashed by Epsilon, but that's okay. You'll still learn something from it. And I encourage you guys all, escagamer.com, and that is definitely something we want to be plugging. Definitely something we want to be covering. That should be great, guys. Let's move on. Spin, have you found it? Or am I okay to move on first?
Yeah, move on. I'll come back to it when I find it.
I'm sure no worries, guys. This summer, and Canfo can probably confirm this for me, but 99% sure this summer the Nations Cup is going to start once again.
Cool.
I think that's
Come on,
going to happen.
Ireland.
I'm quite sure that's going to happen as soon as the playoffs end. Maybe even halfway during the playoffs is when like the teams are signing up and assembling and stuff like that. Because literally only the top 4 teams are going to be playing still, right? So that is something I'm going to be looking forward to. I always love the Nations Cup. There's always a couple of teams out there who are doing unbelievably well. I think it was it Denmark? I think it was Denmark last season.
Yeah.
Who got top 4? Who ended up getting top 4? They did very, very well. And I'm kind of thinking in the past, like I remember Sweden doing very well this season when I thought they were going to be terrible, but they did unbelievably well.
Second last season.
Yeah, Sweden did unbelievably well last season. Germany seems like the big powerhouse for this season, though. Is there anyone who's going to doubt that?
Sweden and Germany. I think France is going to be big as well.
No, Sweden all the way, baby.
Yeah, but I guess France can literally just field punchline and be fine. Because they haven't been playing.
They've got like Nox, right? Nox is
they got Nox plus punchline, and that's it. Right?
Yeah. I don't know who they'll field actually. I don't know. I imagine Nox will get picked as a captain, so I don't know how it'll work. And also the French community has like some aids
Sweden is pretty damn good. Two nuts. Sweden's pretty damn good. Germany's pretty damn good.
Yeah, Sweden and Germany are the top 2 in my opinion for this.
UK is not too bad, I guess. Like if you think about the UK, it's not too bad. Also, like top 8 for sure, maybe top 4.
We only have 1 scout though. We only got Greg. That's why we don't have any other.
Stark.
Gubbins, guys, Gubbins.
Stark's been like soldier and demo in Div 1.
Isn't he scout now?
The Nations Cup on fire last time.
Stark.
Yeah, Stark can still do it, but it's like nobody is maining it. Greg.
Yeah, Gubbins is a really good scout.
Greg and Gubbins are going to play scout.
But isn't Stark playing scout right now?
No, he's playing.
No, he's demo. It's gonna be Connor. I'm calling it now.
You think so? Connor?
Penny farming? Penny farming? Penny farming anyone?
I think Gubbins over Connor.
I think Connor is the best scout in the world.
It all depends on politics, pretty much. I'm gonna say right now.
Is Numlock hosting that again? I think Numlock is in the chat. I think Numlock's probably hosting that again. I think I saw the Kata stream a while ago, and he said very clearly, like, I'm probably not going to be demo, and not to mention the fact that if I am going to be demo, this is going to be the first year where we're not regarded as a like top 3 candidate, right? So I don't want to be playing instead of Numlocked and then get smashed and then be blamed. So he's probably going to put his name in the hat for roaming soldier. Is what he said. Kata said, I want to have a go at roaming soldier. I'm genuinely serious. That's what he said on his stream. He said Mike is. I don't know where Mike is going to play, but if Mike and Flisco cannot play together, then who knows?
It's going to be a UK.
Can they not? Do they not like each other or what?
No, it's going to be a UK and then Ireland. England, Ireland. Yeah, they're splitting it all up, I think.
Wales and Scotland.
So Mike can play for England.
Well, they're doing that again. That's just so dumb. I don't know why they bother. There's just not enough players in Scotland, and Wales and whatever.
Shouldn't Dallas and Flisco be the soldiers?
Well, if you have Mike and Flisco.
Yeah, but Mike's not going to play because it's going to be England and Wales. Yeah.
I'm not sure. I haven't heard confirmation of that.
Surely Flisco and Dallas is going to be better.
Canfor just confirmed it's going to be England, Wales, Scotland, and stuff like that. So it is.
Exactly.
Mike's going to be playing for Wales, not for England.
So he's not going to be playing at all.
That's what Kata said. Kata said very clearly, if Mike is not playing, like for Team England, I'm going to put my name in the hat for roaming soldier.
What about War? I think War would be a decent option for that, to be honest.
Yeah.
Or Flisco, it would not be too bad.
Flisco is a good roamer.
I don't think soldiers is the biggest concern. I just think it's scouts. I can't see like.
Definitely.
I can't see even if it's Stark and Greg. Like Stark hasn't been playing, and then like it's just Greg. He's the only main scout.
Depends on maybe Greg Gubbins.
Yeah, if it's Gubbins, but I no offense to him, I just can't see him standing up to Bash and Shockey.
No, I don't think so either. I mean, he's good.
In all honesty, though, let's
whatever combination of Swedish guys you have.
If you think about Team Germany, that's just scary. Like, if you literally think about it, Brego and Demo.
They just don't have a medic. That's the only thing I can see. But then they just
Gear and Ips are soldiers, or because Gear's not playing for that. I know Gear's not playing for that, but say hypothetically, right? Like Ips and Gear, Shockey and Bash, and then Samsey out of the Samsey out? Are you serious? Right? Like that would be
Samsey out.
That's ridiculous. When
Sam's
you think
not
about
playing.
that.
It's all
One of the
politics.
best- yeah, but it's of course, but it's the best. It's one of the best scouts in the world
Yeah,
at the moment. Just not playing for it. So just thinking
again,
how
it's down to
stacked
politics.
Germany is, it's just absurd.
It's down to politics. It's, I mean, it's unfortunate, but that's the way it is.
Yeah.
Are they going to use the team caps? You know, you can't have more than X players from Team Y.
That'd
I
be
don't
the
think
worst
so.
idea ever. I
The
hope
max, the max is 3.
I fucking hope not. Sorry for swearing, but fuck that. This is
it,
not
it,
the
it will
competition
completely
about.
ruin it. Like,
Yeah, this is not the closest games in EU. This is the fucking who is the best. Which country has the best players? That's it.
Who are you playing for? Two Nuts America?
I don't know. I haven't been invited to anything yet. We'll see
Screw
who
that
said
Shade and Harblue guy. Let's
You
throw
see, you
them.
just put this
Two nuts
flag
goes-
up today, you know? It's like you're sending out a message.
Oh, it's always there,
Give me the call up, bro.
right above the bed.
Beautiful. It's beautiful. That's where the magic happens.
Mr. James McDonald's, like he has the suit, right? Like he's going to be like the basketball coach for Team America. It's going to be great.
They're going to do that for
Yeah.
Ireland.
Can you imagine that, right? Like James, if you just sit up straight, right? Like
bring me
I
in.
swear to God, imagine like he even has the headset, right? He even has the headset from like the NFL coaches, right? He can pull
Oh,
that
I need
one.
that big. I need that big.
Yeah, that's super big match. James can pull that one off. I think that's great.
Oh, yeah, like the NFL really thick mics.
Yeah, like the NFL coaches and the referees and stuff. They always have
Like
that massive headphones.
like one of them fat dudes that
Yeah.
the console players managers. You know, they're like 5,000 pounds and just standing behind the
NFL's
console.
great, guys. It's great. I love it. I love watching the NFL. That's great. But no, either way, about the Nations Cup, James, are you going to be playing for Ireland? You kind of have to, man.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to be involved. I've always toyed with the idea of just like not playing, but like coaching or mentoring or something like that. But there's not enough good players. No offense to the players that play in Ireland, but our high point was never we had like Preds,
Pure.
Daff, Redman, Shifty,
Pure.
as well. Yeah, Pure, the most Irish person you've ever met.
That's so stupid.
But like, I was really impressed with them.
I
I was really impressed with some of our players last year, like just people I wasn't aware of, like Cribby and Paul, Medic. Sure, nobody knows these names. Funkadelic as well, plays for Did I Stutter. He's real good too.
Paul Smith.
Yeah, Funkadelic's good.
Can't remember. Funkadelic used to play. His demo, I think it was. Soldier.
We got Trut, who's actually a decent demo, but his connection is like total dog shit. So I'm really not sure what to do.
Yeah.
But I'll just throw out run up the Ireland flag and see who salutes. I'll make a post in the forum or something, but I'll play or not. If I'm needed, I'd play. If not, I'd be happy to see some grassroots initiative, you know, some young players coming through. Coach
You
them,
need to
man.
do one of them Uncle Tom posters. Uncle Ads wants you.
It's going to be great. Spin, are you going to be playing for Team UK or Team England?
I spoke to Numlots about it. Like, I'll try out, but I don't know what other medics are. I just think it's going to take bite. That's all I can imagine he's going to do. But whatever, he said he'll let me try, so we'll see.
Mike only wants top tier though.
No, we'll see. I mean, like, who?
That's the guy who got creamed by Epsilon earlier.
Not to try to get to
I'm
the top
over
by
it.
default, but like, who else is there? There's Ali, I suppose, and that's it.
Yeah,
Active.
it's probably Ali biting you, or like
Ali
Ali.
There's Sparkle in Div 1.
Ali tried for Epsilon and left after one map.
Oh. I didn't know.
Just saying.
Okay, guys. Last question before we go and close off the show, because we've been going for about an hour and a half, which is sort of
Epsilon need a medic. Slick, call me. Hello, I'm back. I'm back.
Epsilon doesn't get it. I think there's a lot of people already trialing for that. A lot of good people trialing for that, so that's good. But very simple, guys. I want 3 answers from you guys, and I'll think about one myself as well. Whoever has one first. Who's the dark horse? Who's the dark horse during the Nations Cup? Is there any country you guys can think of like, no, they'll be all right, and we haven't mentioned them?
I think, well, we have mentioned France, but I think they're overlooked at the moment.
I think it's true. Yeah. Anything else?
I don't think there's anyone else who can they can't field the kind of team that the.
I guess Spain not anymore, right? Like Spain
No,
missed
no,
and
no.
they can't do it
I've
anymore.
seen Longus playing pickups. Longus.
Yeah, yes.
Longus.
You just look at like Sweden and Germany. Just like whatever team they put together, they can make like several Prem teams out of the players they have. But I just don't think the other nations can do it. They might make one and.
I think France is a good call for like dark horse, of which you
Russia.
can
Russia always have the potential for upsets.
They've
they've got LMS playing in Prem.
Light blow, right? They go completely massive. That I think it was like Russia versus Sweden that I casted last season that went completely insane. That game didn't make any sense at all. It was so weird. It was the weirdest game I've ever seen. That's for sure. But
I think Russia have put Ireland out of 2 Nations Cups, the ESL one and the ETFL one. They're like our bogey team, man. That's why I've got respect for Russia.
Canfor, you got to put them together. Quarterfinals. Oh no, groups. Ireland don't make it out. Put them in groups. Let's make it happen. I want to see that.
Fuck you, Thalish.
I need revenge.
Let's see. I don't know.
Denmark as well, but they're not a dark horse anymore.
The last quad, as scouts.
No, Denmark's gonna suck.
No F2, no glory.
Did they have any soldiers? Like I'm trying to think.
They've got Peter.
They have a full Danish team, don't they? In
Natural.
2-1.
Oh, natural, of course.
Natural is really good. We had him merc instead of Ips one night, and he did good.
I think Sweden are going to beast it, man, because like was the problem not last year that they didn't have a demo man? Now they've got Rib back. They had like Lynx, and even Zebo was trying out his demo.
Wow, rude to my Swedish gentleman boy.
Yeah, go fuck yourself. How about that, buddy?
We played in the same team since Div 6. Div 6 to 3, boy!
It's so like, very scary to think about.
Like, the Sweden lineup, you got like Jukebox, Zebo, Ribbon, Rib, 2 Nuts and Medic, maybe.
We'll see.
You kind of have to.
And I don't know, who'd you throw in Scout? Alba? Is there someone better?
Evil Moon just reminds me, of course, that there's
Walters.
Team Finland. So
oh, Walters. So, Jesus.
Yeah, but Team Finland...
Sweden smash.
Spin, I find that tough to call. I find Team Finland very...
Well, if you look at it now, they've got like this kind of talent. They've got,
Tveek's Swedish as well. Fuck. Sorry, looking at the chat.
Just totally politics.
Walters? What do you think of Walters, man?
Politics. Beavern's not, I'm looking at chat, and Beavern's not going to play. I don't think he's playing.
It's like we have Walters, Bevan, Tveek.
I doubt Tveek's going to play. He and Seb have different.
Isn't Furbo? Isn't Furbo Swedish as well?
Yes.
Oh Jesus Christ!
Furbo different opinions.
There's just so many good scouts. Probably won't get played.
They have different opinions.
Is a fucking idiot.
Sebasai is a fucking idiot. I don't know what the fuck happened. I got like 4 or 5 kills.
That's the worst I've ever heard coming out of anyone.
That's Seb after
in Prem, right?
Prem by Q by Red Shock or whatever.
Yeah, I know, but it was the most terrible impersonation I've ever seen coming out of you two nuts. That's for sure.
Somebody made a picture of me with a big headset. That's
where?
me in the NFL, man.
Who's doing it? Is it Evo? Oh God, I love it. This is
snap, I need to see.
Oh, we need this.
Bring me in, coach. Bring me in.
Scar, I don't know if you've seen it.
I've been practicing all my life with this.
Oh,
you're up 2 nuts.
That's great. Either way, what was I gonna say? Something about the Nations Cup still. I guess we have France, Finland, Russia, sort of being the dark horses. But in all honesty, Sweden and Germany are probably going to reach that final. We'll see how it works out.
I think Finland actually, like thinking about it, could be quite a good, like a dark horse.
What lineup are you thinking of?
Well, you look at Finland obviously, or 90 FOV. So they've got Super or Sukpa or whatever his name is. On demo, you could be, or maybe Tomsy, and then there's like Rake or Delzik with Cookie.
Super.
You know, it's just there's still like there's like Salmon. There's decent players.
Follow, though. They don't have a strong leader. Like if Darren's not gonna play, or if they don't have like Moore or somebody, Moose, bring back some of these old dinosaurs.
Yeah, man.
who's going to lead that team? Like, who can get people's respect?
I think it's going to be Sweden, Germany, France.
Oh, of course, there's Snippets. I always forget Snippets because he's not really Finnish, but he is Finnish, so he should be in Team Finland because he is literally the best player in the world.
If you think, like, MIPC is completely stomping Division 2 at the moment as well. There's a couple of good players still there as well. MIPC. Hawks is still playing there.
Oh, yeah. Hawks is like a scout or something, isn't he?
Yeah. I think Karhunen used to play Prem as well, roaming soldier. I'm just thinking about it. I'm not sure. It's tough. I guess we'll have to wait and see, guys. That's pretty much it. That's my whole take.
Oh, I've got something in chat here. Pledge for Netherlands. Discuss.
No way, guys. I'm done. I'm done. My prime, if you can even call it a prime, is over. That's for sure.
It's gonna be Pledge or Skeech for Medic.
Oh yeah, that's a tough call to make. Two nuts, Jesus Christ.
That
Even
is
in my
tough
prime,
call.
I was nowhere as good as Skeech is at the moment. That's for sure. But no, either way, that's the Netherlands. I've no idea. I honestly, genuinely have no idea when that is going to happen. But either way, that's going to be it. That's going to be it today, ladies and gentlemen. We're fully charged. Yeah, we're done with the show. Nothing else. We've spoken about everything I wanted to speak about, at least. And I'm going to thank the hosts, and we're going to be done for today, ladies and gentlemen. It is 1 a.m. I do thank you guys for still staying on. We've gone over for over half hour and a half actually, which is the sort of standard time. Do I have my hat anywhere around here? I would love it. I don't know, Spin, if you have a hat, but we usually finish off with hats. I think.
Oh, I've got a hat. One sec.
Yeah, get yourself a hat. James, thanks for coming on to co-host with me once again today. Do you have any shout-outs, anything to say to the massive amounts of fans?
I'd like to say, fuck 2 nuts.
Wow, son!
Right? I honestly don't know if you did that the right way.
Fuck you!
Oh, I just shout out to Pledge for organising this whole thing. I don't think anybody else has the motivation or the drive to do it. Thanks for putting this together, Pledge.
That's pretty much it. Thanks, man. Thanks. Want to plug your Twitter?
Yeah. At admirable player, because I am a player. You know, go there, hear my tweets.
It's not on the stream yet. I would love to have our Twitter handles like under our names.
Shout out to Skyride as well. This is a really thankless job.
It is. It actually
Thanks.
is. Yeah, he's doing a good job. That's for sure. Thanks, James. 2 nuts. Shout outs.
I gotta give a shout out to my boy Talash and my home slice Smizzy, and shout out to my big up Ips player. Yeah, that's about it, I think. Saibatsu org.
Nothing.
Ips channel, what is it? Tips with Ips.
Tips with Ips, I think it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tits with Ips.
Check that out. Yeah.
You want to spill the beans already on who your organization is going to be in the future?
No.
Because I think I figured it out earlier today. I'm very happy about it. I think I figured it out.
Okay.
So that's good.
Team Rocket are coming back, right?
I was Team Rocket. Oh, Jesus Christ. That's a long time ago.
You're going to be Trick 17 Prem, yeah?
Oh, it should be good.
Yeah,
3
definitely.
Germans.
No, it's gonna be Swedish gentlemen.
Blight Gaming, it's Blight, man. It has to be Blight. MVP's coming back to manage
Lots
you.
of bashes.
No, Swedish gentlemen, definitely.
Sounds good to me. Spin, shout out.
What?
Shout outs.
Put me on the spot now. Shout out to E-Thug.
Sounds good.
Just E-Thug.
Sounds good.
Just
Everyone
E-Thug. Any
Everyone
reason
else
behind
doesn't
that? Shout out for E-Thug.
Literally not a single reason behind E-Thug. Just E-Thug.
Okay.
He's
Sounds good.
a sound guy.
He is. He's a good lad.
He is. Good lad. Either way, guys, thanks for watching.
Doug.
Today was the second episode of Fully Charged Europe. I hope you guys loved it. I thank you guys for just staying up, at least with us at the moment. The VOD will be uploaded onto YouTube. I hope without synchronization issues, because the VOD on YouTube, if anyone had seen that from last week, it just looks a little bit weird.
Yeah, I'd like to retract my thanks for Skyride for his terrible job with the VOD. Sorry, Skyride.
I don't know if he did the VOD or what exactly.
Skyride was super rude at LAN.
Either way, guys, thanks for watching. It has been a massive pleasure once again having you guys all here onto the show. Thanks for all the pillars. Thanks for Skywrite for helping it out. Thanks for you guys in the chat for always making it awesome. And I'm sure I'll speak to you guys later on, I guess. Don't forget ESA is on Sunday. Tune in for that. And obviously, we're just going to keep on going. Super Week is next week in ETF 12 Season 15. Stay tuned for that. And from all of us here at Fully Charged, guys, thank you for watching. I'll see you all next week. Episode 3.